you might already know, Brit Charek. Brit is the Executive Director of Crafty Mart and the co-founder of the Midwest Craft Con, now in its second year. And most important to us, she's a founding member of Akron. She prides herself as a conscious consumer and an advocate for artists and creative entrepreneurs, and will always be a punk rocker at heart. She's a mom to 2 amazing kiddos and is married to an extremely handsome man who founded the Akron Ale Fest and may have served you a beer at a previous PK. Tonight she'll be speaking about postpartum depression and anxiety. Welcome, Brit.
Is this good? Can you hear me? It's estimated that 1 out of 7 women experience postpartum depression or anxiety, but according to this French neuroscientist, the information that we have on the neurobiology of PPD is only comprised from about 20 papers, and she should know considering she co-authored one of those papers. And postpartum anxiety isn't even in the DSM-5. So how do we promote awareness about this struggle that affects between 10 and 20% of women at some point in their life? By talking about it openly and candidly. That's why I'm going to tell you my story, the extremely abridged version anyway. I've been involved with PK since it was just this crazy idea that Arnold wouldn't stop talking about. And yes, I've given up on pronouncing it because everybody says it differently than I do, and I kind of think I'm right. But I was one of the first people that Arnold roped in to help him. He had just helped me establish the craft market I run as a nonprofit organization. And as you can see, I was recently pregnant, although that might have just been all the Western fruit basket I ate that night. When I met the man that is now my husband, I was a single mom. I was hesitant to let Matthias meet my son Holden, but when I saw how he dived into the parenting role, how he helped me accept and learn to understand Holden's autism diagnosis, he attended parenting classes and went to doctor's appointment, and the 3 of us just had so much fun goofing off together. I knew I wanted to see our little family grow. So we got married, and after a few years of not trying to get pregnant, which was very stressful, for some reason consulting an ovulation calendar app on my phone isn't exactly what gets you in the mood. And after at least 1 miscarriage and some tearful arguments, we thought about just giving up on the whole thing. But then things started looking up. My best friend invited us to a beautiful Southern Californian wedding, which resulted in a bonus trip to the beach and Legoland for us. Oh, and the Cavs finally made it to the finals, which seemed to be what led us to our home run. Was that the wrong analogy? Thanks, LeBron. Holden turned out to be an amazing big brother. It really could have gone either way. He talked about Ewan to anyone that would listen. He smiled all the time, wrote stories about him at school, which was exceptionally exciting because previously he was resistant to engaging in anything academically because of his crippling self-doubt. Wonder where he gets that from. But not everything was great. My mom was fighting cancer. Watching the strongest woman I know suffer through chemo and radiation, leaving her frail, was startling. Holden was struggling emotionally again, too. Anytime he was corrected, he would hit or scratch himself, sometimes even to the point of drawing blood. And then sometime around 6 months old, Ewan decided he only wanted to breastfeed when we were both laying down horizontally. Well, I started feeding him formula out of convenience, and even though I pumped to make up for every meal and I took fenugreek supplements, it didn't seem to matter. I dried up, and it made me feel like a failure as a mother. Before long, summer was over, and I had to return to my day job as a school teacher. There were a lot of changes being thrown at us this particular year, and I felt like I was investing so much energy into other people's children that I was too exhausted to enjoy my own. Oh, and it was around this time that my period returned, with a vengeance. It might make some of the men in the room uncomfortable to talk about how I bleed from my crotch every month. Wait, you're just gonna have to get used to it and get over it. At a time when our basic human rights are being challenged, we need to be able to talk about basic biology without being embarrassed. So anyway, I had a solid week of PMS, making me irritable, and then a solid week of bleeding, which made me weepy and exhausting. I was dealing with my period for half of my life. It was horrible. I was very fortunate that my school district was able to grant me a leave of absence, and that with a little cutting back, actually a lot of cutting back, we'd be able to survive on my husband's salary and what I make at Crafty Mart. But I felt like a failure as a feminist. As 21st century women, we're told that if we work hard enough and we want it bad enough, we can have it all. But we just aren't automatically equipped to be able to juggle it all. And before I talk to you about what helped me through this struggle, let's talk about what didn't. Number one, pretending everything was fine. It caused me to isolate myself and from the people who actually wanted to help me. Number 2, alcohol. I didn't really realize I was drinking more than usual. I just had a drink when I was cooking dinner, and then at dinner, and then after dinner, and then a nightcap every night. And admitting that I was self-medicating was really scary. Getting rid of that light, fuzzy-headed feeling would leave me alone with my thoughts, which was pretty terrifying. On the other hand, you try comforting a screaming, teething baby at 4 a.m. while you're nursing a hangover. It's not worth it. So what did help me? Number 1, Pokemon. Yes, I know how stupid that sounds. I've said it out loud before. Sometime around October, Pokemon Go launched this streak feature where if you get tons of extra XP if you get a Pokestop, you get a Pokemon every single day. And which meant I had to leave my house every day, even if that just meant walking around the block. And that may not seem all that important, but when you're deep in the mom zone and you realize you've been wearing the same spit-up covered yoga pants for 4 days because you didn't have to leave your house, it becomes pretty important. Number 2, opening up to my doctor and not being too proud to take prescribed medication. Number 3, talking to other women about their experience. So many of us have been there and done that and want to help. And I have a feeling that it's more than 1 in 7 women who experience PPD. So maybe if we share our stories more often, maybe the scientific community will catch on too. Number 4, investing in myself. That doesn't just mean physical self-care, although this haircut was basically a miracle. Shout out to Chelsea at Apothecary. But for me, it was also engaging in the creative process. Preparing this presentation was a huge challenge, but it allowed me to think critically and creatively about a meaningful project. Number 5, nurturing the important relationships in my life. Finding one-on-one time with my older son and separately with my husband has helped us all through this. You know, before I had kids, I really felt like I had a great life. I traveled and I basically did whatever I wanted with my time. Now I know now that then my life was flat. Now my life is more like a mountain range. Sure, we have to pedal really hard to get out of those valleys, but the view from the top is worth it. Thank you.